Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters cast. I've jumped away from the WCS Grand Final for a little while. I've just played a few games. I'll go back to it eventually. But jumping into Season 1, it's like GSL Code S something or other, blah, blah, blah. 2014, getting into the new year. Well, we've been there for like 5 months now, so we might as well start casting games from it. And yes, be checking out, so... very, very nice. Very nice drink. Not as good as lemonade. I don't drink lemonade that much because it's too much sugar, but I drink a little bit of apple juice mixed with water, so I get a lot of water, and it actually tastes alright because water by itself it has no taste at all. It just doesn't do anything. So you got to have a little bit of apple juice in there. Gives it a little bit of flavour. I tried Coke. A little bit of Coke and water. It's disgusting. Absolutely horrible and foul. So I'm never going to do that again. But a little bit of apple juice and water actually tastes pretty good. And it actually, after a while, you do get used to it. So it's pretty good. Anyway, let's introduce the players up the top right side of the map. It is Mr. PartinG. He is 19 years of age. From South Korea. Plays for the SK Telecom T1 team. Is going for a Nexus before Gateway build right here. So yeah, should be pretty awesome. And soO, Mr. SOO. I'm just going to call him soO because soO, I don't know if I should call him soO. And let's have a look at him because I don't think I've ever actually cast this guy before. So should be interesting. He is 21 years of age. He is from South Korea. Plays for the SK Telecom T1 team. So they're both from the same team, I think. Yes, they're both from the same team. Very, very awesome. And it's one of those interesting matchups because if you're from the same team, no doubt you have played against the other person dozens of times, if not hundreds of times in practice matches. So they're probably very, very familiar with each other's playstyles. And yes, we can expect to see maybe either player trying to pull out something really crazy, like something a little bit off to the side. Now, haven't cast soO before. I know that PartinG is a very, very strong player. I haven't cast a lot of him, but the games I have cast, I think he was in like the Red Bull tournament off the top of my head. He was in a Red Bull tournament last year, and I think he came first in that tournament, beating the likes of Scarlet and a few other people as well. I'm sure he beat some other people. I cannot remember who they were off the top of my head, but yeah, he was quite awesome in that game. And yeah, so he's definitely a Masters player that is not to be underestimated. So it's going to be see exactly how he does it here. So he's got the early macro advantage, but soO, with the third base coming out, is going to be pushing straight back. It should be able to do some good stuff. He's got a probe all the way out there, a little bit far away for a proxy pylon, but then again, it's a very safe position for a proxy pylon. I would have said something over here is definitely better. And over here is a really good place for a proxy pylon, just up on this sort of island over there. Even there, if you want it to be really cheeky, but yeah, I mean, that's a little bit too close, a little bit too unsafe. I mean, once the Zerg sees a single proxy pylon, they start to get really, really paranoid, and they have to scout the entire base till they find the rest of them. So here we go. We've got a Forge and a Gateway coming out, so that's going to be a nice space out the front. Getting out some good stuff, got the Stargate going on, got the early sentry, getting as many workers as he can, but soO is starting to push past him with that third base economy, building a crap ton of workers. No real forces of any kind, but in terms of the tech, we assume he is going to be getting somewhere pretty soon. We don't see a lair coming up yet, and I assume he would be getting a lair by now. I mean, it is only the 7-minute mark, so it hasn't been a ton of time. Here we go. Phoenix coming out. Instantly he knows that he has to be dealing with Phoenix. So there's always the chance the Phoenix are just like 2 or 3 is the start for a harassment. There's also the chance that the Phoenix are going to be a significant part of the army. But what the Phoenix do tell you is that there's Phoenix on the map. There's a Stargate on the field. There's at least one Stargate. And that's important because you know that the enemy has the capability to start building more. So surprise attack with lots of mutas, not going to be all that surprising. It's not like going to be like, oh god, he's getting mutas, I got to build up a Stargate ASAP. He's already got one. You know he's already got one. So yeah, you know that yeah, surprise mutas, not really an option anymore. We do have Ling speed, a bunch of Lings, and a lair coming out. So it does look like a Muta Ling is a definite possibility. Although Hydra Ling is a very, very good option versus Zerg as well, I think. No, Hydra Ling, sorry, versus Protoss is a very good option. So, yeah, could be thinking about doing that as well. The Ling's just coming across. Oh, man, I'm so tired. It's actually only 6 o'clock. I don't know why I'm so tired at 6 o'clock, but yeah, these things do happen. Spore Core coming out, 1 worker going down, 2 workers going down. It would take too long to kill the Queen, they just take too much damage, but look at all of these guys coming up. The sentries are going to be able to hold off these Lings for quite a while. Ling speed, almost about to finish. Maybe they can do something once they got Ling speed. Try and get a really, really fast round. There we go, the Hydras are coming out. So Ling Hydra, very, very good. Protoss counter, and it looks like soO is going for it. Maybe following up with some Infestors a little bit later on, depending on what sort of crazy stuff goes on. PartinG going for Robo Facility and a second Stargate. So clearly not going to be going for just the straight up harassment. He's actually looking to go for Phoenix for quite a while, or maybe something else. Sees the Hydras out on the map. I'm guessing he's not going to be building any more Phoenix. Maybe Void Rays would be a good idea though, but Phoenix for now, I don't know. Look at this, guys, man. It looks like they did a run in. These guys managed to get the force fields around, even with speed. They took a lot of damage, but still managed to hold off. Just about 3 workers, 3 Lings, sorry. There was a nice opportunity right there, but not going to happen. The Overseer's continuing to try and get in there, but continuing to get taken out by the Phoenix. And there we go, those 3 Lings are going down. So 4 bases coming down from Mr. soO. He's building it all the way over there to try and keep it a surprise, but PartinG, of course, does have a pylon over there, so does not actually know about it. He's got a pylon there, but as soon as he starts moving across, and you'll see the creep though, he will see the creep popping up. So there we go. There we go. He's seen the creep, done. Alright, beautiful. So he knows there's going to be a 4th base there. Phoenix flying around the map, follow moding all of those guys. He just saw a bunch of Lings go fast, or did he? I do not know, but soO is going for a Spire. He's getting the Spire. Come on, there we go. There's the zoom. Beautiful. Alright, get off those guys. Where we go? We got Hydras coming out. We got Corruptors. Oh, Ling Hydra Corruptor. I like that play. And PartinG instantly going for Colossus and Void Rays. So both players going for some very, very nice plays as well. We do have a bunch of mutas coming out to counter the Void Rays. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're countering the other player before the other player even has units built. It's like he's countering the Corruptors before a single Corruptor comes out. We got the Void Rays counted before this first Void Ray even comes out. It is crazy, crazy fast. I suppose the anticipation factor. It's like, well, I'm about to build this. I know how he's going to counter it, so I'll start building the counter to his counter for the unit that I haven't even finished building yet. It's like 10 steps ahead of each other, but it's going to turn out awesome. And these Phoenix, man, are they going to get one last hurrah before the Corruptors come out and just start owning them? It looks like they do take out a couple more workers. Oh, Zealots coming in. They're not going to last very long though, but look at this loss ratio, man. He's killed 26 Lings. He's starting to lose a lot more, but that was 1 Zealot for like the longest time. So PartinG was starting off very, very nicely in this game, but now we know the 5 bases are down. We've got the Observer over here seeing all of this stuff going on. Should be able to see the Corruptors coming out so far, and yeah, he does have the Void Rays for those. He's seen the mutas for now, and the Phoenix should be able to take care of the mutas, so he's going to be building up a ton of Phoenix to deal with those as well. There are a ton of Corruptors coming out, and the question is, when are we going to be seeing Broodlords? We've got the second Spire, which is a good indication that air weapons and air upgrades are going to be coming out, which is, yeah, definitely does lend it towards Broodlords coming out at some point. Whole bunch of Lings coming up over there, as well as the Hydras, the air army coming over there. Hoping to see a 4th base here maybe, but is not going to see that anyway. Going to be moving over there. Couple of cannons waiting. Looks like a 2-pronged attack. Ground coming in from the left and air coming in from down below, but no, maybe not. He's going to do a quick scout first. See what's over there. Colossus wipe it out. Saw the Void Rays, saw the Colossus. Phoenix range coming up. Let's have a look at the upgrades. We got 1-1. We got 1 air already and 1 ground attack. So the soO, man, very, very nice. On the air upgrades, has already got level 2 weapons coming out. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. The links going around here. Are they scouting for pylons? I really, really do not know. But here comes the air army. A massive, massive amount of corruptors. He must be going for broodlords at some point. He must be, because that's just too many corruptors to be dealing with Phoenix, and maybe he's trying to just overwhelm the Void Rays. He's just like, you know what, I'm not going to bother building a ton of mutas to take care of the Void Rays. I'm just going to go mass corruptor and see how that works. And it is actually going to work, because PartinG doesn't have that many Void Rays. He's got 4. It is like 10 at the moment, because I mean he's 23, these 16 of these. I mean the Fizz can take care of the mutas, but against that many corruptors you really need like a lot more. His Void Ray army is going to get absolutely owned when he does the face-off right here. So here comes the Phoenix, chasing these guys away. The Corruptor's turning around, scaring them away. Does manage to knock down that base. Meanwhile, got a bunch of Hydras on the high ground. They're going to get taken out. Ling's coming in the backside. Absolutely owned. Nothing is going to be happening up there. The Phoenix coming in. Corruptor's just absolutely owning them all over the place. Where are the Void Rays? I think they're with the Colossus, so they're all the way over the other side of the map. And the only fortunate bit in here for PartinG is that their main army is Corruptors, and Corruptors can't hit ground, so the actual ability for soO to actually destroy stuff here, to kill workers, to kill buildings, is not that high. But it's a very, very tough army in airwise tech, because yeah, they just can't deal with it. It's just so hard to kill those mutas because they've got such a strong sort of thing here. I mean, PartinG is not actually building a ton of Void Rays. He's choosing not to go for a ton of Void Rays to deal with these guys, which I'm quite surprised. He's going for a ton of Phoenix. He is obviously a lot more scared of the mutas than he is of the Corruptors. Maybe he feels like these are eventually going to become Broodlords, so there's not going to be a ton of Corruptors going on. But the muta numbers are coming out very, very highly, so maybe he's got the right idea, building a ton of Phoenix. There we go. The Phoenix coming out, and Corruptors just, oh man. He really, really needs to stop trying to kill Corruptors with Phoenix, because he's going to lose quite a lot of Phoenix, and I don't think he's getting bang for buck as far as getting over there and actually killing units. He can't really get in range of these mutas very well with the Phoenix, so he's not killing a lot of them. soO is doing an excellent job of keeping the Corruptors in front, and here we go. Void Rays finally moving in to engage, and the Corruptors have finally got something to be scared about, and the Phoenix are actually providing a shield for the Void Rays, so the Corruptors can't really get in it. They're finally turning around, they're hitting the Void Rays. Void Rays doing a pretty good job, and there's only 4 of them, and the Corruptors are just such a large number, so PartinG really paying for not having enough Void Rays to send against those Corruptors. They just turned around and owned everything, and it does not matter if Void Rays are better than Corruptors if you have 20 Corruptors and 4 Void Rays. I mean, it just doesn't add up right there. And so, he looks like he's happy with his army at the moment. I don't see him even going for Broodlords. I mean, maybe he could at some point, but he doesn't need them at the moment. He's got a ton of mutas, got a ton of Corruptors. He's got Lings coming out every now and then just do a bit of harassment, but the muta Corruptor force right now is doing a great job, and PartinG, for some inexplicable reason, is still continuing to build Phoenix. The Phoenix is not a counter for the Corruptor. It's a great counter for the mutas. Sucks versus Corruptor. He needs to have something which can kill the Corruptors. Archon's not a bad choice. Not the best choice though. If he built a ton of Void Rays, then maybe, I don't know, maybe he could do something here, but Stalkers would be a good option as well. A lot of Stalkers, a lot of Storm as well. High Templars would be a pretty good option. Enough Storms and the Corruptor army will start to get very, very worried. Colossus coming out, I don't know why. I gotta feel like that's just a mistake in grouping there, but he's really, really trying to defeat this army with the Phoenix. I mean, he's got the Phoenix range, so he does have a nice range, but it's definitely not a range advantage over the Corruptors. They've still got a very, very nice range on them. And there we go, the Phoenix. I mean, eventually he can sort of do this, but I don't feel like he can I mean, if he had an amazing macro way bigger than the Zerg, he could possibly pump out enough Phoenix to overwhelm the Corruptors in the long term, but I don't think he's got that macro. He's got a pretty good macro, but the Zerg's got a pretty good macro as well, and All he has to do is keep these corruptor numbers up. They're 28 and 22 versus 16. It may look like PartinG's got a lot, but he really, really doesn't. If you just count the Phoenix doing all the work against the air army, he really, really doesn't have it. He's trying to do the most micro-intensive micro-intensive attacks here to keep his Phoenix out of range of the corruptors, and it's working to some degree, but not nearly enough. He's still taking so much damage from those corruptors, and the corruptors turning around, constantly hitting the Phoenix, constantly doing a lot of damage, constantly shielding the mutas, and yeah, it's just not happening right here, and it's just not happening. I don't see PartinG making this work. I really, really don't. Look at this, more mutas coming out. Here we go, the Phoenix, there we go, another Phoenix just died right there, and there's another one's going to go down maybe. They're doing a lot of damage here, just turns around, shoots a Phoenix, very, very nice. There is no counter to the corruptors in this battle, there's just not. I mean, the Archons maybe, but yeah, I don't know. I just do not know. I am quite, I mean, it's got to be something. I can understand if he didn't want to throw Void Rays into this many air units. But mass stalkers as well. You've got to deal with the bunch of lings. There's constant ling aggression on the field, so he's got to deal with them. So stalkers are also a bad option, but mass Phoenix is not a good option. Look, you get storms. I mean, storms would be a great option at this point. You storm them, you constantly force them back. Maybe you don't kill them, maybe they recharge, but it'll stop the constant harassment we're seeing from soO. He has been in and out, in and out, in and out constantly doing damage. A couple of good storms would force him to retreat for a very large amount of time while he regened his health. And it would definitely put a damper on the mutas, but he has not gone for storms, just continuing to go for Phoenix. His Phoenix numbers are just getting absolutely shredded. He's been going down on units for the longest time, whereas soO has just kept up on his units right here. And PartinG, I just do not know what your plan is for this game. I think he's probably given up at this point, because he decided to go for Phoenix versus Corruptors, you know? And it's not a very good plan, and it is going to end up costing him the game. And I feel like that's happened a couple of times. Like, I played a game like a couple of days ago, I think, as somebody just did something silly like that and it ended up costing him the game, and I don't know. Just seems like this happens sometimes, and it really shouldn't, but sometimes it just does. So there we go. So taking it and doing a great job. PartinG is going to go down. Not much you can do about it. He's going to clear some outlying mining bases, but in the long term, I mean, these guys are not going to be able to take on that force. I mean, he's just not. The Archons, no, he's not going to be able to do it. So there he goes, taking out the base, taking out some spines, workers managing to get out of there. He's knocked it down at 52, but he is down to 2 workers, so I really, really don't think it matters too much. PartinG is just having some fun, destroying some Zerg shit, and he knows he's going to lose, so there we go. The mutas staying behind, taking out the base. PartinG gives the GG, and there we are. Good game there from Mr. PartinG, from Mr. soO, and yeah, mainly from Mr. soO, who has taken out a victory with a very nice combination. Which I gotta be honest, it's a hard combination to counter. Muta Corruptor, I mean, it's hard. It's very, very hard. And I think early on, he should have tried to match the Corruptor forces with his own Void Rays. I think that was the way to go. I mean, Void Rays are much better than Corruptors, because the Void Rays overcharge, they do insane armor damage. One Void Ray has a decent chance of killing 2 Corruptors. It's a 1 versus 2. Maybe not that exact ratio, but if soO has 20 Corruptors and PartinG has 10 Void Rays and they're going all out and you got Phoenix in there as well, it's nuts. I wouldn't put my money on the Corruptors in that situation. I wouldn't, and I really think that was a good option. The other one, Stalkers, yeah, switching over to full ground, not a bad idea. You take the Corruptors out of the battle altogether. You go for Zealots, Stalkers, Colossus, all of the normal stuff. All of the general run-of-the-mill Protoss build. You get the Colossus killing the Lings, killing the Hydras. You get the Stalkers doing their blink thing to try and snipe the Corruptors when they get too close. And if all your Colossus still go down, then maybe you just go for Archons instead or something. I don't know. But you just go full ground. And maybe that would work. And the last thing, which I really think that PartinG should have gave a crack to, is Storms. He had the tech. He was pumping Archons out of high Templars for the last 10 minutes or so. Did he even research? He did not research Storm. He really, really wanted to win with Phoenix, and he just couldn't make it. And Storms, I reckon, would have given him some wiggle room. Ultimately, he needed either mass Void Rays or mass ground, but Storms would have given him something. Would have pushed soO away, given him a bit more time to maneuver. Didn't see it. Very unfortunate, but great game by soO. First game we've cast from him, and he looks like a very, very, very strong player with some very nice micro. And the way he stopped the Corruptors, turned around, shot a Phoenix, very, very nice micro. Both players exemplary micro with the air-to-air, and yeah, he took out a game with a very nice strategy. So definitely going to be looking for more games from soO to see how good he is. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching this game. I was going to cast another game, but I'm falling asleep, so I think I'll leave it for tomorrow night. And that's been it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. This has been Harry Muffet.